Hit record.
Hi, I'm Robin Thomas, and I'm the founder of Living Well Connections. I help people stop feeling powerless about their health by guiding them through ways to get started with healthy habits without becoming overwhelmed. I founded Living Well Connections as a community that supports, educates, and empowers us all to make healthy decisions toward a more balanced and fulfilling life. Today, I'm very pleased to be interviewing one of our members, Liz Bull. Hi, Liz.
Hey, Robin. Thanks for being here, and thanks for
well, thank you for being here online, where everybody the reach is very far.
Oh my goodness!
So I'll tell a little bit about you that you let me know. Even though we've known each other for a number of years, you have a lot of wonderful talents here. Liz is a certified life mastery consultant, a business hypnotist, a master bioenergy healer, and author. She uses cutting-edge mind-body technology to get fast results. She's a medical intuitive, a certified full-spectrum healer, master Theta Healer, certified Virtual Gastric Band practitioner, and Biofield Healer. As a sought-after life and wellness coach, Liz's transformational in-depth coaching programs help clients achieve new heights of success, health, and spiritual aliveness. Thank you so much, Liz. You've been studying this for a long time, haven't you?
Can you tell I'm a bit of a geek?
Well, all those seem to interact together so well. And you do. You put this all together so well. And I've been watching you over the past, I don't know, how long? Is it 10 years?
Every bit of that, I think. Yeah.
And I've been watching you, and I just see your passion about what you do. And I know you love helping your clients. Can you tell us when and how you did get interested in providing this holistic approach?
Well, it's very interesting. Like I said, I'm kind of a geek, right? So I would be studying. I got interested in energy work and started basically fooling around with it because I have this engineering background that way, and so it's just one thing led to another. And I think in part, I realized that a lot of things are just not one size fits all. And that is especially true in weight loss, because as you know, a lot of my work is focused on helping mostly women, a few, I call them brave men, who've been struggling with weight, mostly people who are frankly morbidly on restrictive diets or sweaty workouts, unless they like sweaty workouts, in which case have at it. But it comes from a long history of dealing with the problem of weight loss. My mother died from the effects of morbid obesity. So I've been looking at this problem for many, many, many years. And what really infuriates me, the thing that I'm passionate about really, and I'm passionate about having a holistic approach, is because the one size fits all prescriptive ways of losing weight, frankly, don't work. Even gastric surgery doesn't work. Within 18 months, people start to regain because the real reasons for the weight have never, ever been addressed. And that's true.
I think it's a lot of mindset and a lot of emotional, right?
Completely. Mindset stuff, emotional stuff, even what I find, I hate to sound woo-woo about this, but sometimes it's even past life stuff. It's genetic stuff. There are these family histories that get passed down in the gene expression, and that's where I go, to deal with this, to kind of like unwind these patterns that people don't even know they're carrying. So it gets them out of that, relentless treadmill of can't if I eat, exercise, not for fun or for the joy of movement, but to have the right to eat. How crazy is that? But all these other programs out there, that's how they're wired up. That and these you know, no offense intended, but I mean, there are all these people who just say, well, here, take these pills. You know, that'll take care of the problem. And does it? And does anybody ever test for compatibility with, you know, people's bodies? And, you know, I'm a maniac when it comes to testing. You know, I test. You know, if it doesn't test well, you don't do it. That's all there is to it. But a lot of these, they don't even think about that. It's like, no, but what? What are you talking about? So yeah, a holistic approach. Yeah, you have to cover all those bases. And so many people, I also find, this is the other thing that really makes me very angry, is people will think, oh, I have this modality. This is the one, you know, this is this is the only one, you know. And I'm like, are you kidding me? I mean, it's like, you know, somebody who shows up to renovate your house with a screwdriver and says, oh yeah, this is all.
That's all I need. One tool in your toolbox. Yeah. And that's funny, because that's one of the reasons why I formed Living Well Connections, is to introduce people to, there's many different ways to cope.
Oh my gosh. And a lot of times you need every last one of them. So I tell people, you know, it's like, you know how some people have, you know, a little itty bitty, you know, housewife toolbox, you know, my toolbox, you know, by design at this point, looks like one of those knack job boxes. That's how many tools I have. And
that's awesome.
I'm not afraid to use them. No.
So tell me, when, if, you know, say I was a client coming, and what would, you know, guide me through what you do first with a client, and then ultimately, I mean, obviously you're going through a personalized approach with them.
Completely custom.
But when they just come cold, you know, you've just met this person, tell me what kind of goes between you and the client for the first few days.
Well, first is looking at, so what's up? You know, what's the problem here? What do you perceive to be the problem? I mean, sometimes it's bloody obvious. If somebody's, you know, 5'2" and weighs 300 pounds, I think we have a pretty good idea that there's some issues going on here. But sometimes it's more subtle. Sometimes it's things like, you know, migraine headaches or asthma or one of those things, which is not immediately obvious. Chronic pains, things like that. Mm-hmm. So the first thing is really just looking at, you know, so what's up, cupcake? You know, what's going on? And how long has it been going on? And what are the circumstances under which it arises? Because sometimes it's, you know, well, once a week, or maybe it's just had a meeting with the boss, or I'm thinking about having a meeting with the boss. You know, that's enough. You know?
That pulls the stress out. Yes.
You know, I mean, there it is right there. So, I mean, I have a pretty thorough intake process of somebody. You know, if we decide that we are a fit. You know, if I like them, they like me. Because, I mean, quite honestly, I mean, you mentioned at one point, I think you spent a lot of time growing up in the South. Well, I'm a New Yorker. You know, New Yorkers are pretty direct, and I have this, you know, engineering background, which also makes me pretty direct. So, and not everybody appreciates that. And I also have a wacky sense of humor, which not everyone, you know, not everyone's cup of tea. But if we are, we are. And after that, then, you know, there's a pretty thorough intake process of, you know, what really has been the issues, you know, and how long and how much, you know, what's it costing? Mm-hmm. You know, what's it costing?
Yeah, emotionally and financially.
If nothing changes.
I think it's wonderful,
yeah,
because you really do
family,
oops. You froze for a minute, which is why I spoke over you for a second. Sorry.
Oh, no worries. The internet is weird today, so don't worry.
The internet's being weird today, but we're still hearing your story quite well. I'd love to know your favorite part of your business. That is one thing. That's really telling. I'd love to hear that.
This is going to sound really hokey, but a lot of the results I get, frankly, are miracles. They're just miracles. I mean, the people have been, you know, everywhere trying to get relief, and nothing has worked until they work with me. And then it's like, boom. And I get, you know, because I do energy work, I mean, it happens in an instant in a lot of cases. Yesterday, I was over at a friend's place, and she, for years, has had this thing where her eyes would just water And she literally had tissues everywhere in her house because she would have to stop periodically and, dab her eyes. And her husband said to me, "Oh my gosh," he said, I just want to kiss your feet. I've heard so much about you. You were just amazing. You were a miracle worker." And I went, "What? Why?" And he said, "Well, that eye-watering thing that my wife had? Well, I can't believe that you took care of that over the phone. I can't believe." And then she said, periodically I'm kind of walking around the house and I find one of my tissues that one of my tissues that she had sprinkled them throughout the house because she never knew when her eyes were going to be leaking.
Wow. Yeah.
Somebody's like, how do you explain stuff like that? And it's crazy.
No,
right?
that's a great story. And the fact, that leads me to the fact that you could do this over the phone. So you can work with people really anywhere where you could call them on the phone or that you could do a Zoom call with them. I mean, you don't have to be in the same room with them to do the energy work with them, right?
That's correct. I have clients all over the world. I have them in Europe. I've had them in Singapore and India, in Canada, all over. They're all over the place. They're all over the place. Anywhere I have access to a phone. I don't actually need to see clients at all. I don't need Zoom to do my work. One of the things that people often comment to me about is, "Wow, you really listen. You really listen." So that's one of the skill that I call into play, because then it allows me to really focus on the intonation and the timbre and what's underneath, as it were, that carries through. That's one of the things that I'm able to pick up on. It's one of my gifts.
That is a gift. That's a wonderful gift to have.
Yeah.
And I know, and this is great because you're available to so many people. I want to know, how can our listeners find you? What is the best way to find you? Online, it's going to be finding you online. So what's your website? Or is that the best way to find you? Do you have any way that's favorite of yours for people to reach out to you?
Well, excuse me just a second. My website is probably the best because they can book with me from my website. Mm-hmm. So the website is very easy. It's lizbull.com. So it doesn't get more straightforward.
That's really good, because then that also protects you.
And there is a little button on the right-hand side that says, book with me. And you can also get some free recipes if you want some of my free recipes. I'm a really good cook, by the way.
Oh, I'll be over.
I'm a good cook. And there's a free ebook too on the 10 biggest, fattest weight loss lies ever, because there's so many of them out there. I just picked 10, but they're out there.
Oh, that's great to get that. And then they'll get the ebook, and then they'll get to know you even better. That's great. I love this. This has been a fantastic interview, and I will put your website in the comments underneath, or actually right under the video. I'll be putting
Robin,
how to reach you. And then
okay, great.
Yeah, the internet is cracking us up, so we better end this. But this has been Delight with Liz Bull. And again, I'm Robin Thomas, and I founded Living Well Connections. And to learn more about Liz, go to lizbull.com. To learn more about me, you can go to robinthomas.biz or livingwellconnections.info to learn about Living Well Connections. And I also have a free ebook, 5 ways to get started with healthy habits without getting overwhelmed, because I think we're on the same page here. We don't want to overwhelm people, and it's really about living your best life you can, right? Take care.